So far, 45 confirmed tornadoes were reported. One of them being EF4, and 12 of them being EF3. So that's
I haven't looked at a
significant.
lot of the stats that have been coming in, but I know of 39 deaths so far.
39. I mean, that's pretty significant for
especially
March 2nd.
for this time of the year.
If some people are thinking by the time it's all said and done and they count up all the tornadoes, this might be the deadliest or the biggest outbreak in March history. So we'll see how that ends up. But
after the way this winter has been, I would not be surprised one bit.
I know. Well, in last year, I was wondering if this year would even be compared. So far, I mean, it still doesn't compare to last year, obviously, but we're still very early. And,
because I mean, just look at the little bit of snow that we finally got, and everyone was getting all excited about that. But then I was reading last night that up in Minnesota, they have the deadline set for having your ice houses off the lakes. A lot of people didn't even get to go out there this year, let alone get a house out there.
Exactly.
So the season's over before it even began for them.
You know, the scary part, I was watching or seeing on the news that the places that got hit by tornadoes, some of the hardest hit areas like Henryville, Indiana, which is in southern Indiana, actually got snow yesterday.
Yeah, I was hearing about that last night.
Which is pretty crazy. I mean, you see tornadoes generally in the late spring, and it's weird to see snow afterwards, you know. You would think.
Like I said, what can you expect after a winter like this?
Awesome.
But we'll talk a little bit more about temperature trends coming up in the next few days, a little bit in your full forecast.
Awesome. Great. Well, let's go over to Colleen with your Iowa weather. Colleen?
Well, as you guys may have noticed, all that snow is melting. We actually did get some with that system that came through on the weekend. Probably the most we've had all winter in one sitting. We got around about 3.5 inches, which is considerable for us this winter, considering how warm it is. But luckily for us, no tornadoes. We just got that nasty, icy weather. I don't know about you, but this morning walking to class, I was slipping on all the ice.
Me too.
Yeah, but let's take a look at your day planner and see what's coming up for us. Around midnight tonight, temperature around 34 with winds from the south, 10 to 15 miles per hour. And around 8 a.m. when you start heading out to classes, temperature around 43 with also south winds, 15 to 20 miles per hour. So a little breezy in the morning, but by the afternoon, a temperature of around 63, also with winds from the 18 to 23 miles per hour. So an extremely warm, unusual day for tomorrow with some breeze. So I've heard people rumor about wearing shorts tomorrow, capris. It's going to be a really nice spring day tomorrow.
Awesome. Thanks, Colleen, and we'll see more of your forecast later in the show. Well, stay tuned. Size Eyes on the Skies is coming back. Corey has your national forecast.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
Welcome back to Size Eyes. Let's take a look at our trivia question for today. On this date in 1897, how much rain fell in Butlerville, Indiana? Is it A, 4 inches, B, 5 inches, C, 6 inches, or D, 7 inches? Ponder on that one while we go to the national forecast with Corey Harguth.
All right, thanks, Nathan. a very warm day here in central Iowa, and we can look for that across a good part of the country as we move into tomorrow. If we take a look at those temperatures, 40s, especially as you move from the Twin Cities on north in Minnesota, and we could see some 50s in the southern part, but the 50s mostly in the northern part of Iowa here, and then a very large band of 60s, including us here in central Iowa, and then we hit the 70s as you move further south. Take a look at your jet stream. Not really a whole lot going on with it, and I'm not really sure why that turned out the way it did, but we're just going to kind of go with it. Take a look at your surface map for tomorrow. We do have a stationary front that is just up to our, actually up north in Canada, and that's going to keep us fairly dry here for tomorrow. A little bit of rain as you move into the eastern part of Texas, Oklahoma, and maybe even parts of western Arkansas and western Louisiana with snow off to the north and west of that front. Taking a look at 6 to 10 day temperatures. I don't know what I really have to say to really sum this up, but warmer across pretty much the entire country, except for out in the far western portions of Oregon and Washington. And taking a look at precipitation, staying mostly dry for what we consider average here right in our area, then a little bit wetter as you just move out to the south, and then quite a bit drier out in most of Colorado, Wyoming, parts of the western Dakotas. But that, we move on to the extended forecast for Atlanta, Georgia. I completely forgot about this graphic. So as we move into tomorrow, 61 degrees for the high in Atlanta, and then increasing as we move through the rest of the week, and then the weekend. A chance of rain to start it out, but then your high 71 Friday, 61 for Saturday. That's all I got. Nathan, back to you.
Thanks, Corey. Speaking of Atlanta, Colleen Mehlberg will be back tomorrow, back after the break, to have your Iowa forecast.
Welcome. I understand you need a little help with your mortgage. Want to avoid foreclosure. Smart move. Candy? Well, you know, you're in luck. We're experts in this sort of thing. Mortgage, rigmarole, whatnot.
Really?
Absolutely. And we guarantee results, you know, for a small fee, of course. Such are the benefits of having a professional on your side. Why don't we get a contract? Who wants a contract?
Here you go, Pete.
Thanks, Betty.
Write a toner.
Sign it. Come on, sign it. Families around the country every single day, saving homes.
We will talk it over with.
If you're facing foreclosure, make sure you're talking to the right people. Speak with HUD-approved housing counselors free of charge at 888-995-HOPE.
Welcome back to Size Eyes. Let's take a look at your trivia answer. If we can pull that up. Well, Butlerville, Indiana is actually in southern Indiana, and that is a place that got not hit by a tornado, but in the area where we had severe thunderstorms this past weekend. If we can go to, we're having some technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen, but just to clarify, we do, over the past Friday, we had 45 confirmed confirmed tornadoes, one of them being EF4, which was in southern Indiana. Let's go back to our trivia answer. On this date in 1897, how much rain fell in Butlerville, Indiana? Is it A, 4 inches, B, 5 inches, C, 6 inches, or D, 7 inches? D, 7 inches of rain. That's crazy. Well, let's go to your Iowa forecast with Colleen Mehlberg.
All right, well, thanks, Nathan. So, yeah, we're having some little issues tonight, but that's all right. But Iowa, let's take a look at your forecast, your weather headlines for tonight. So it's going to be a bit foggy tonight as those warmer temperatures are going to start creeping in. Because like I said, tomorrow, highs are going to be about in the 60s, which will feel extremely warm. But looking later into the week, it looks like we have some rain possibly moving in Wednesday, so that might bring your temperatures down just a little bit. Looking at our almanac for today it got to about 43, and tonight we'll have a low of about 6 as that snow is all melting off the ground. The normal is about 39 with a low of 20. The record was 75 degrees, so really we're not that far off. Precip, just a little bit as that snow is on the ground. And then let's see if we can move on. All right, I'm looking at your snow totals for this past weekend. I don't know if you were out in that system, but there were some nasty road conditions. Des Moines got about 0.2 inches. Ames, we got about 3.5. Pretty significant for our winter so far. It's been so warm. Fort Dodge around 3, Boone 2.2, and Ottumwa 1.5. Your current conditions, it's about 41 today, with winds increasing from the southeast 8 to 12 miles per hour as that warm air starts moving into the state by tomorrow. Tonight's temperatures, looking at a low about 41, so that's pretty nice, pretty warm. Waterloo, looking at about 33. Storm Lake, up to about 40 degrees, and Clarinda, around 47. Tonight, mostly clear, winds south 10 to 20 miles per hour. Little breezy, not too bad though, with a low about 33. And then tomorrow, very, very nice day. Warm, around 66. South-southwest wind, around 16 to 23 miles per hour. Little breezy, but I think with those warm temperatures, no one's going to be complaining all that much. And then looking at your extended day forecast, little windy, like I said, tomorrow. Wednesday, rain possibly moving into the area, the high around 57, still pretty warm. And Thursday, 46, and then looking into your weekend for spring break plans. I don't know where you're going, but if you're staying here, looking at, Friday, 46, Saturday, 47. So all in all, not too bad of temperatures as we move into break time, which I know everyone is counting down the days to, as am I.
Oh gosh, what are we down now to 4, 5?
Yeah, 4 days. Friday is the
And
last
no one
day.
can really complain about that forecast. I mean,
No.
geez, lowest temperatures we're seeing in the upper 40s. We haven't seen that in, well, ever since fall, I think.
No, it's been a while, and
Yeah, there's probably a couple mixed in there here and there, but
Yeah, I remember we had that one day in January where we hit about 61 degrees here, but I mean, that was crazy. Now, at least by the time to finish off this semester until spring break, it's going to be a nice forecast, and then coming back, hopefully, we
might be
continue that
even
trend.
warmer. Yeah, like your extended day forecast for Atlanta. I'm really liking those temperatures into the 70s. That means I can wear shorts at
Oh,
home.
yeah, you're going to be down
yeah,
there.
they
Yep,
do have
I'm
a
going
freeze
back.
warning out for tonight, though.
Yes, they do.
But up here, to get a freeze warning, it's got to be a little bit lower than 33, but
Yeah, it just has to hit the freezing mark,
Yep.
32, and the warnings
Yep.
go up. So
Yeah.
it's
Obviously, they don't
anything.
issue them here because we hit
Yeah.
that every day.
Yeah.
Or every
yeah,
night.
well, hopefully not every day, but
Well, every day in the winter,
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but the snow just never likes to stick here. It'll be
Yeah.
like nasty
season.
conditions, and then bam, warm the next, and it's gone.
I've seen some statistics about how many days we had over an inch of snow on the ground. It's just mind-boggling considering the last couple years.
Yeah.
It was on the ground for, months, it seemed. There was at least an inch on the ground. There was, I think, a big streak. We broke a record a couple years ago about the amount of days that we had a half foot on the ground, which I think was about, 40 or 50 days,
That's quite a bit.
which is a ton. I mean, if you're
no,
considering
we
this
can't keep
year.
our 3 inches on the
Yeah.
ground for more than
A few
half a day.
hours,
Half a
yeah.
day. That was a clipper in it. Just to say that was our biggest snowstorm of the season. I mean,
That's
it's
kinda
pretty
pathetic,
sad,
really.
considering we had 3.5 inches that it's had.
I know
I
it
do
was
think-
not fun to drive in yesterday.
No, I was going to say, I
when
think
it
it
was
caught
pushing
some
through.
people off guard,
It
with
was-
the road conditions. I don't think they really planned for that.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
it was a really powdery snow, so it just created some icy conditions on the roads.
especially at night. It
Yeah.
froze over. A lot of times when they brush off the snow, it kind of leaves an icy feel to it. So especially
Right.
at night when it freezes,
Yeah.
it's very, very slick out there. And I know having the car I do, which is rear-wheel drive, it's just hard to even get
yeah.
anywhere with.
I wouldn't go anywhere with that.
Yeah, we're not going to go into anything with my car. It's just easier that way.
Yeah, there's still no sledding. Although I did see a few kids out trying to sled. I think it was mostly sledding
What
on
hill?
ice. It was back behind Freddie, that area. There's some resident areas, and there's this little hill. They had a couple people sledding down it. I noticed it when we were coming back. But
Snow,
they tried.
whatever's left of it's definitely not going to be there tomorrow.
no, definitely
No.
not.
And that's going to help us get up into those mid-60s.
Yeah.
not even a little bit higher.
I was actually surprised we got as warm as we did today
Yeah.
because I know at first it started slow off as that snow was on the ground. It didn't
Kept it cool.
Yeah, it kept it cool. But once that snow was melted, even later in the day at 4 or 5 o'clock, those temperatures boosted up pretty good
They
because
did.
the snow was finally melted.
Yeah. I mean, what did we have for the low overnight? It was like right around 6 or somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Then
very
getting up
cold.
to about 45, 46.
That's
Quite the jump.
Yeah, for one day.
Yeah.
The sun did its work today.
It did. The
Okay,
sun
yeah.
felt really warm today.
It really
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
But I think part of it's reflecting off the snow. It kind of like makes
No,
you.
I was
Yeah.
blinded at some
Yeah,
point.
it was.
So bright.
Yeah,
You just look down. You just don't even. You walk with your head down and you keep walking.
that makes things worse as far as I'm concerned. But
Why? Because you're staring at the snow then?
no, because it just bounced off the glasses even quicker.
Oh, that's
directly.
true. I didn't think about that, but
Then
worked
you-
for me.
Yeah, well, for you guys it might, but I'm not so lucky with that.
Well, for our Wednesday show, we'll have those temperatures that we saw on Tuesday, which, I mean, I don't think it's not a record or anything, but it'll be pretty warm out there. But until then, that's it for today's show. Tune in this Wednesday for our last show before spring break. Thanks for watching.